very popular, the steel band. That can have 60 people employed in one way. So Carnival is very important because Carnival is not just 2 days. Carnival is probably 9 months of the year. People get together and make the costumes and create a cultural, pass on skills, and a strong social life in the different groups of the bands throughout the country.
About 7 of them we removed last night. 7 there. So we split them in 2, that's 14.
This doesn't seem to be moving. This has to be taken off the dam.
That's 13. How much costume then?
That's what I was thinking of doing.
It could well be.
So we're just going to cut it then and right across there, you say?
Yeah, just cut it.
Okay then. Because remember last year he was...
Which one is that? Our theme for this year is Jinnals and Mama Guy, who are they fooling? Now, Jinnals is a word from Jamaica, which means a person that tries to deceive you, tries to trick you all the time. And Mama Guy is a word from Trinidad, which means situations which are trying to fool you all the time. The costumes are made by different people in the band, and we have all ages, you know, from children to grandmothers, yes, all who take part on the street and all who help to make the costumes. There are 3 sections, and we hope by Carnival Day we'll have a special individual costume, but all the costumes are about Britain today and situations and people who are trying to deceive us and fool us in Britain. The first costume here is called Scotland Yardies. And what we're making a point about this is that there's so many police at Carnival, and the way the police Carnival is with all these numbers of police, that they could make a band of their own and come in costume because they could win Band of the Year because they have most people in costume are the police at Carnival. And so this is a representation of the police as we see them, mainly riot police, yes? And on the shields we have put satirical words like there's so many of them they could win Band of the Year since 1976. There's this one which says we love the CEC because they like the present organization that's running Carnival because they do whatever they tell them, yes? So the shields will tell you all different things, yes? The other costume are these costumes, which are called Tebbett's cricket supporters just singing and dancing. Norman Tebbett is a Conservative minister. He's one of the leading members of the Conservative government. And he said, if you are black and you live in England, you must support the English cricket team. And this is absolutely nonsense. The West Indies is the best cricket team in the world right now. And we think we should support who we like. We are British nevertheless.
So whom do you support?
The West Indies cricket team.
So the third team?
Oh, sorry, the other part of this is about Gatting's tour of South Africa, where Mike Gatting, who used to be the captain of England's cricket team, he went to South Africa with a rebel tour, and when he saw the black demonstrators, he said, oh, they're not demonstrators, they're just singing and dancing. So that's what this costume's about. And cricket represents very Englishness, yes? That's why we picked on cricket. The third costume is called Safe in Our Hands. When the Conservative Party came to power in 1979, they said, don't worry about the National Health Service, it's safe in our hands. But we know different. We've seen hospitals close, we've seen wards close, we've seen people on long waiting lists for operations, we've seen bad service. So we know it's not safe in their hands, although they told us that. So we're saying that they are Jinnals and they're trying to mamagay us by telling us it's safe in their hands.
What?
I want to be able to see your face. Hello.
I tell you
started our own carnival band in 1983, and we have played like a theme called Come What May, We're Here to Stay. We've played None But Ourselves, that is a theme about black heroes. We've played There's Something Wrong in Paradise, which is about neo-colonialism in the Caribbean. We played Gene and Dinah, Sparrows, Gene and Dinah, which is similar to about neo-colonialism. We played 1 year Don't Stop the Carnival, right? Which is about the history of Carnival and also about what was happening in Carnival in London, where they're trying to shut it down at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Carnival is a community activity. People come, they donate their time, they volunteer to do things, they help. And as that's the type of band we are anyway, but as it becomes more professional, then this question of fees for this one and fees for that one, and then the whole cost of the thing goes up, and it becomes less amenable to the community again.
Carnival as it is now is not carnival. It's dying a death. You know, it's been taken over by the police and the funding bodies. They call it tune, and their tune is to destroy carnival and get it out of the area. Their tune is not to make carnival better. I think the best years of carnival is the middle of the 80s, which was done by the CAC. Now the CAC has done a fantastic job because they've been underfunded, and they had 1 million people on the road, and they had the best costume bands and all the best music. So they have done a good job. But in the last few years, which in the last 2-3 years, coming up the third carnival, I think it's on the way out. All you do, you get lots of people, but doing what? They're just milling around. There's nothing to see. They have the bands going around in a procession and in the outskirts of the area, which is not the same. But most of the people are inside that area, and they have nothing to see. There's no nice costumes to see. There's no atmosphere. That atmosphere has been killed, and killed deliberately by the funding body and the police.
Thatcheritis in England has penetrated everybody. In England, it's no more enjoy yourself. It is to the cost of who pays for the enjoyment. There has been a shift in funding where now they says that these things must pay for itself. And we have, before where we were not allowed to make a profit, after 1986, you have to make a profit now. And everybody in England, especially the new generation, the yuppies and the buppies, with the blacks as the buppies, they're looking for the pound. It's no more whether something is fantastic, it is whether plastic can be turned to look fantastic. That's what we're really getting. Therefore, where we would have put out seats before for people to sit down, encouraging them to come to Carnival, now there are no more seats, because even people know now that if they come next year, they'll have to pay for seats. Whereas before, you had the little vendor who can come on the street to try out what people would be selling. Now it's all tried out. It's studied, so you know now that you are going to pay for it, and it might be lovely presented to you. But we are into the stage now where everything equals money.
I would say commercial. They want to commercialize and monetize the carnival, yes? But we don't agree with this. We agree that the money made at Carnival should be more efficiently run, and that the bands who produce the art should share in that profit, not to be gone out to big business. We don't believe in that. It should go back to the bands. like last year, or the 3 years previously, they've been trying to regulate the time of Carnival and shut the sound system down at 7 o'clock and try and stop the Carnival bands at 8 o'clock. And even this year, a legal document was signed between the police and the Carnival Enterprise Committee to close down Carnival at 7 o'clock. So late at night, at 10 o'clock, when all the bands are still on the road, they're bound to play No, No, We Ain't Going Home.
Because the lyrics are that, meaning that we're going to be jamming and having a fete all night. So no, no, we ain't going home, we're staying there and we're enjoying ourselves.
People have to now be careful even how they buy food to come to sell, because at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's not like before where you eat and you drink and you talk and you party till about 12. No, you close down. We have a very militarized, orderly carnival. Police says don't walk there, you can't walk there.
Carnival's not so bad, it's when you get the problems. It ruins it for everybody. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Come back in an hour.
We have a carnival now that is brought into suppression. Lots of people walking lazily up and down the streets. No activity except masses of stalls, which good money is being collected from. The carnival equals money now. The carnival is no cultural affair anymore. And take what I tell you, I see that they have studied so massively and wonderfully that even that helicopter that we thought was flying above, that rubber dinghy, it was police flying above there quietly. Long ago when they flew the helicopter, we complained that it was making noise and stirring up people. They have done a wonderful study now how to film everybody from the air. I think we need to tell the world that everyone who goes through Notting Hill Carnival is on film. But the police strategy this year was also different. They were laid back. They did not threaten anybody. And in cases where they didn't understand and interfere, as soon as other people said no, they were well trained to be cool. So the papers will have nothing at the front of it, and everybody would be saying the carnival was a successful carnival. No, I say the People's Walkabout was a successful walkabout. But that's not carnival.
There should be no barriers stopping people jumping up behind the bands at Carnival, because one of the essence, the cultural essence of Carnival is that the spectator takes part with the performer. So it breaks down those barriers, but the police want to have physical barriers and stop people jumping up behind the bands. And lastly, we think it is unreasonable and we think it's unreasonable that Carnival should be shut down at 7 o'clock. We think it's reasonable to shut Carnival down at 11 p.m, just like concert halls, just like local council halls, just like public bars. We think that is reasonable. To shut it down at 7 o'clock is unreasonable and unpopular on a bank holiday weekend.
When you're told which streets would be closed and you're putting forward ideas, that is to go with the carnival, and people are telling you it's not right, then you know you're not running the carnival. Why is it that we have brought one of the best things in this world, where the people of Europe, black, white, and indifferent, are all mixing together, and we will not be allowed to have that responsibility, respectability, to show our professionalism that we know how to handle what belongs to us. It's a damn insult if we cannot go that way. And until us as a people are allowed to take our destiny into our own hands, then we can call ourselves puppets if that is not allowed. I don't want to be a puppet.
I'm an ordinary member of the Association for People's Carnival. I don't hold any post or office, but the organization began last year after Carnival 1989 at Notting Hill, when the police so controlled Carnival that the Carnival masquerade people and bands weren't able to be free in Carnival, and the police interfered with them throughout the day. And not only the masqueraders, but even people who like to spontaneously join in were not allowed to. There was a lot of anger about this, and the police have a very smooth operation involving the British media, in which it's reported from the police point of view. So people felt that they've had enough, and they wanted to have an opportunity to speak for themselves.
Different bands stopped and blocked the carnival because the Mangrove Band was being harassed by the police. They would not allow them to go on to the route. And we took part in that action where we talked about, we stopped our band until the Mangrove was allowed to come onto the route. But essentially those 18 bands are the start of that unity. It's really important we have that unity because there's been a lot of disunity in the past. Also, we have produced this report of the Notting Hill Carnival 1989, and it's called Police Carnival 1989. This is because that's what most people said about that carnival. And it has eyewitness reports of people at the carnival, which include band leaders, it includes the general public, it includes councillors, it includes educationalists, a wide amount of people. And it also has reports from journalists and reports from the BMA and other reports in the appendix.
What's BMA?
The BMA is the British Medical Association, and they wrote about the way the incidents of injuries were reported in the media in England about the carnival. What we're doing is trying to make known to the general public at Carnival that this report's available and what is in the report. And what we're saying is we had a press conference where we put forward 5 points for a safe and free Carnival. One of the first points was that Carnival should be policed, not like a public order problem as it is right now, but policed by consent. That's with consultation with the people who make Carnival. That is the Carnival masquerade bands, the steel orchestras, the sound systems, the stall holders, and the local residents. They should consult with all of these people, more than the consultation right now, which is with the CEC, which is an undemocratic, unelected, self-appointed organization. The APC, apart from bringing out this report, one of its other functions is to change the image of Carnival here in this country. We know that a lot of people, black and white, come to Carnival, but there are a lot of people who don't come to Carnival, and they get a false image from the press and the media and the police campaigns against the Carnival. So we are doing a couple of things. One is to raise the image of the Carnival. Two is to have an educational program for schools, colleges, etc., to educate people in Britain and in Europe about what's happening in Carnival.
This is not a gang of jumpers, like a moody with them go jam